Hi YouTube, this is Steve Bonin. Today we're going to build this tenoning jig or vertical cut jig. It sits across the fence, clamps the work down, and you ride it along the fence to make your cut. This is the tenoning jig we're going to build today. Let's get at it. Hey there YouTube, I am Steve Bonin. This is Urban DIY. A channel dedicated to woodworking hobbyists working in small spaces with limited resources. Okay, I'm using that black melamine covered MDF that I salvaged from the desk again. And what I'm explaining here is that on the right hand side of my fence there are screws that are protruding at the ends, and I am going to make cutouts in the right hand upright of the jig so that it rides over top of the screws in the right hand side of the fence. So now I'm measuring where the cutouts are gonna be. I have raised the blade to make as horizontal of a cut as I can in the wood, and I did the cuts. And I finished off the cuts with the my Irwin pull saw. So here I'm cutting the piece that rides along the top of the fence. I'm marking the height of the right hand side on the back of the left hand side because I want to cut a 45-degree angle on the left hand side to make it easier to use a clamp to clamp the workpiece. And I cut the 45 at the miter saw. So I am just marking a line on the face of the left hand upright so that I know where to put the screw holes when I go to assemble it. I am dry fitting, aligning the parts, and clamping them together. I'm using my spring-loaded marker here to mark some holes to drill pilot holes for the screws. And I'm drilling pilot holes using the countersink bit. I'm also putting the screws in, and then I'm testing the how it slides along the fence. I'm removing the blue tape that I was using as a shim along the fence so that it slides better. I am also testing the left hand upright for squareness to the table. The upright is not square to the table, and after trying a few things, in the end I used 3 layers of blue tape as a shim to bring it square. So after determining that three layers of blue tape was the proper amount, I marked the holes, drilled pilot holes, and put in screws to finish putting the jig together. So now I'm telling you that the left hand upright is square to the table saw top. That would be parallel to the blade. Also, I'm going to put a fence on the back of the jig, and it also has to be square to the tabletop, and that would be perpendicular to the blade. So I've put a couple blocks down to raise the back fence up, and I'm marking it so that I could cut it off even with the top of the left hand upright. But I was I was looking at it, I thought, well, it might be better to cut it taller to give the workpiece a little bit more stability. So that's what I did. So I've laid the fence down on a 2x4 block. I've marked it with the spring-loaded marker, and I'm drilling my pilot holes for the screws using the 2x4 block underneath. So I've clamped the rear fence to the left-hand upright, and I'm drilling holes using my countersink bit. And now I'm just putting in the bottom screw so that I can square it up. So using my framing square, I have squared the rear fence perpendicular to the blade and clamped it, and now I'm just putting in the rest of the screws. I have decided to put some hold down clamps onto the fence to hold the workpiece, and I've just marked the first hole with my my spring-loaded marker there. I've drilled pilot holes, and I'm putting the first screw in. After getting the first screw in, I mark the rest of the holes with my self-centering punch. And after drilling all the rest of the pilot holes, I finally screw them down by hand. So now I've just put the jig onto the fence, and I'm sliding it along and just playing with it. The plywood I'm using has measured out at 12 millimeters, so I set my combination square here to 6 millimeters, which is half the thickness of the plywood. I set the height of the blade to 6 millimeters using the combination square, and I've set the width of the cut to be 6 millimeters, including the kerf of the blade. So that's from the left hand upright to the outside of the blade. Well, it's still not right, but we are definitely on the right track. This video is not about doing rabbet joints. This video is about building the jig. On a next video, we will do the rabbet joints, and we will dial them in, and by sneaking up on the cut and using several test cuts. Anyway, there's our jig. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and we'll see you next time. Check out these other videos.